Just a day after declaring in Parliament, "I'm a fighter, not a quitter," Liz Truss has quit after just 44 days as Britain's Prime Minister.
I recognise, though, given the situation, I cannot deliver the mandate on which I was elected by the Conservative Party. I have therefore spoken to His Majesty the King to notify him that I am resigning as leader of the Conservative Party.
Her agenda had floundered, her own party turned on her, and commentators speculated on how long it would take to push her out. Truss departs as the shortest-serving Prime Minister in British history. Her resignation came just days after her new Finance Minister reversed virtually all of her planned tax cuts, in a stark repudiation of her leadership, and one of the most dramatic turnabouts in Britain's recent history. Truss, who is eligible for taxpayer-funded lifelong allowance of £115,000, said she would remain in office until a successor was chosen. Conservatives planned to replace Truss within a week, an extraordinarily short time frame. The opposition Labour Party called for a general election. Trust in democracy and Western systems of government was already rock bottom, and the British example now, for many, is giving banana republics a bad name. Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan has been disqualified from holding public office. Khan was handed a ban by the country's election commission after being found guilty of unlawfully selling state gifts from other world leaders and foreign dignitaries worth more than 140 million Pakistani rupees. According to government officials, the presents included valuable wristwatches given by a royal family, which are alleged to have been sold in Dubai by Khan's aides. Mr. Khan, who denied the charges, was accused of misusing his position to purchase and sell gifts received during state visits. He also concealed the profits he made, the tribunal ruled. The former cricketer is now likely to lose his seat in the National Assembly of Pakistan. The decision to disqualify him from holding office comes days before he is expected to announce a march on Islamabad. Imran Khan's fortunes changed when he fell out with his Army Chief General Bajwa over army appointments. This was after Khan's economic performance and handling of COVID-19 was embarrassing the army. Khan alleges his government was dismantled by Shehbaz Sharif in a plot with US officials, but has not provided evidence to support his claims. The head of the US Navy has warned that the American military must be prepared for the possibility of a Chinese invasion of Taiwan before 2024, as Washington grows increasingly alarmed about the threat to the island. Admiral Mike Gilday, Chief of Naval Operations, said the US had to consider that China could take action against Taiwan much sooner than even the more pessimistic warnings. Gilday's comments come 2 days after the US Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, said China was determined to pursue reunification on a much faster timeline after deciding the status quo was no longer acceptable. At the opening of the Chinese Communist Party's 20th Congress on Sunday, President Xi Jinping admonished the US for supporting Taiwan as he accused external forces of exacerbating tensions across the Taiwan Strait, and suggested outside actors would shoulder the blame if China felt compelled to attack the country. The US is trying to incite China much the same way it did to Russia regarding Ukraine. It remains to be seen if China falls for US provocations like Russia did. Palestinian movement Hamas on Wednesday said it had restored relations with the Syrian government after a visiting delegation held a historic meeting with President Bashar al-Assad in Damascus. The group, which governs the besieged Gaza Strip, was once one of Syria's closest allies. Hamas maintained a headquarters in Damascus, and its leaders often found refuge in the country due to its shared position on the Palestinian struggle. In 2012, however, Hamas left Syria after backing the street protests against the Assad government, the crackdown which spiraled into the country's civil war. The 2-day Hamas visit to Syria comes after the Palestinian group signed a reconciliation deal with its domestic rival Fatah in Algiers last week. The Syrian presidency said Assad met a delegation of Palestinian leaders. the presidency published a video of Assad and al-Hayya holding hands as they walked with other Palestinian officials. The reconciliation was brokered by Hezbollah and Iran and comes as a number of Arab nations restore ties with Syria. After backing the uprising in Syria, many nations have abandoned the groups and the people of Syria for normalizing relations with the Ba'athist regime.